Good afternoon. I'm Rebecca McKay. I'm the Dean here at Talladega College in the Division of Social Sciences and Education, and I have the honor this afternoon of speaking to you about an important topic that we hope will help change your teaching world. We have been chosen by the United Negro College Fund to enact an innovation grant here at Talladega College. And with that said, I cannot say enough about what it has meant to us to have the funds and to have the opportunity to work as a team of four here to reinvent the wheel in the instruction that we deliver each day at the college. To start the group, we call ourselves the core team. There are four of us. We work together all day, every day, and then to disseminate the information in the grant, we will be providing opportunities for an outside audience to participate in our webinars. So if you would like to replicate our work, you will have tools and materials that will be online for your use. So the core team started out as almost all good professors and teachers start. We started to study and question, first of all, what did the grant expect? And the grant really was looking for an innovation. The innovation that we chose in the what and why part of our professional development model was something simple. We chose something so simple that we thought, we know from past experience that it has worked for us, but how will we show the power in the simple technique called Japanese lesson study? And we chose that because it shows instruction and it's a basic model that our students can use as they journey through the years here with us at the college. And as they go through their internship and their professional studies, we know that they'll be doing a great deal of teaching and reflecting on that teaching. And we thought this will be a wonderful model to continue to use over the years that our students will matriculate here at the college and move on out into the teaching world. And for over the years that we've been doing lesson study, we had done it for about 5 years before we actually got the grant, but we had never had any funding to support it. So the UNCF grant has really allowed us to document our work and actually research our work. And as we began to think about the work that we were doing here at the college, we followed the continuous professional development model. And in deciding the why, we chose lesson study as our why, because we know that good instruction starts with a good plan and good dissemination of that plan. For the content, we did a great deal of research using the research arm in the branch of UNCF, and from that research we found that active learning was often missing in the college classrooms that UNCF was serving. So we chose to do a deep dive, and we really looked at doing simple professional learning that would not overwhelm us on active learning in the college classroom. And part of our grant money went for that kind of professional development, which is basically, I call it the sit and get. And it's not at all like lesson study, but we knew that our plate was full already, and so we thought, we can do an online professional development, and it turned out really very successful for us. We had 8 or 9 other people who joined us in our division, which already was amazing because other people were also interested in doing more with active learning. And as we studied the active learning, we began to think and talk together. Okay, we know our content now, and we know that we have been working on active learning, and we now have some new tools in our toolkit. And we began to think about and talk before we ever really talked about the lesson study piece. We were talking about, this strategy is working for me, how's it working for you? And so our professional learning was really taking root. And we were very pleased that it gave us something fun to talk about. Our students were aware that we were doing active learning strategies. We were trying new things in the classroom. We had them up, moving around. We had them doing different techniques and different types of things where they were beginning to actually take ownership of their own learning. And that was exciting for us in the beginning, and we began to talk to our other colleagues on the campus, and sociology was interested. They were beginning to pick up on the active learning. The English department was interested. So early on, we realized that the content that we had chosen was a winner, and that content was our driver throughout the time that we have been disseminating our learning and studying our learning through the process of lesson study. So you also, in a good professional development model, have an opportunity to actually try the learning as adults. And we began to work and study together and plan lessons. And we really did a lot of active learning in the work that we were doing in our professional learning, in our conversations, in our planning for our students. Then came the brave souls who were the first ones to write the lessons and teach the lessons, and we invited outside observers in from across the campus, and it was a great hit. We actually saw, what does this look like? What does active learning look like with college students? Dr. Rebecca Robinson and I taught the first 2 lessons, and Dr. Michelle Bridgewater taught the 3rd lesson, and Dr. Yolanda Clinton taught the 4th lesson. And in each one of our lessons, I feel that we became stronger, watching each other teach, building community. We were building a stronger, tighter team in that professional development model. The good fortune that we had because of the UNCF funding is we were able to actually videotape our lessons, and we were able to really study those lessons over and over. And it was very interesting because I still go back to my lesson plan and my lesson and pull ideas and concepts out of what I observed that day that I taught, as well as what my colleagues have taught. Now we're into really thinking with our colleagues throughout the campus, so what now? What next? And we're very excited to say that our colleagues have begun to become very, very interested in using lesson study as their model for disseminating their content. So in the coming weeks, we will have numerous people who will be working on lesson plans, and our students will be aiding them and supporting them in the writing of the lesson plan, and they will soon actually do lesson study themselves. So for us, we've come full circle around the continuous professional development model in about 1.5 years. And we've done it and carried a full load of courses. We have worked very diligently on our accreditation. And what we're finding through this and through the lesson study process and the videoing of the work that we're doing, we're getting better. Our students notice it. We notice it. We are really doing a fine job, I believe, in preparing for our national accreditation. And I think that we've built a strong, very, very strong community among the 4 of us, and I'm very proud of that. And we just cannot say enough about having a strong community to bounce ideas off, and now we are able to begin to see that this is really spreading in our division and beyond our division also. I can't say enough about this continuous professional development model. You have to have some format to carry you through and to keep you going. And we feel like that professional development model was a winner for us, and we will have an opportunity to share more with you about that. The first thing that we really did when we were looking for something to study, we know that study is a huge part of any process where you're looking to renew your practice or where you're looking to make a change in practice. And the first opportunity that we had to really study deeply beyond the active learning online work that we did as far as learning the content, how to embed active learning in our lessons with our education department. We chose to use a study book by Bill Serbin, and that study book is the only book that I know that really outlines exactly how college teachers go about using lesson study. Lesson study is becoming more popular, and I'm not saying that I'm all knowing about the books that are out there, but I have studied Bill Servin's book and I thought it was a good choice. And so the team joined me, and basically we each read a couple of chapters, and we brought out ideas that we got out of the chapters in a true study group, where we actually sat down, we talked about, we think this is a good idea, and that is a good place to start. Servin's book is Lesson Study Using Classroom Inquiry to Improve Teaching and Learning in Higher Ed. And so we would recommend right off the bat choosing a study piece. There are many good articles related to lesson study as well as active learning. But now we're into this and we are beginning to really think about the spread of this work, and we're very excited to offer a repertoire of materials for you and anyone else who would like to join in this work. No matter where you are, we're going to put these online and you will have access to the tools and materials. So the takeaway here is, I believe the most important things are, first of all, to work together as a group and work diligently to build community in the group. And we had already begun to really solidify our friendship and our colleagueship here in the department. And we had all been working together for several years before we went into this endeavor. And then we had to choose a focus, and basically we utilized highly respected research on active learning at the college classroom level. And what we really know and what we really aspire to do is to help all of our students be successful and to graduate and get out into the world and be productive citizens, teachers, sociologists, psychologists, whatever their field of study is. We want them to have the opportunity to build community on the college and on the college campus with us, and then go out into the world and do the same. So the idea and the concept of choosing a strong professional development model that we have chosen, we feel is a winner. It keeps you focused. It keeps you going back to answer that question, what is the smallest thing that we might do that might make the very most difference in the lives of our students? And we feel that to keep it small is the way to go. And you can collect your data and you do your research and be successful in turning out some good information and put that information out into the broader world to share with other colleges and even at the middle school and the high school level. And lesson study is a winner, and we also know that active learning is underutilized tool and teaching technique. So without further ado, I would just say, if you want to choose something that will change your teaching world, what we have discovered here is that lesson study is our process, and active learning is one of the keys to what we feel like has driven our success here at the college level. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I look forward to seeing you and sharing more ideas and concepts with you soon. Thanks.